What's up guys, it's me Charlie and I'm here to give a review on the upcoming Spotlight Week featuring Moonstone, Black Swan and Nocturne. Now this is a pretty interesting week for me. Just to share some background, obviously I do not have Moonstone, it's a new card. I got Black Swan on a 4th catch and back then I was pretty upset about it. Okay, because Black Swan was deemed to be quite useless. And the third card we have is Nocturne, which I do not have. So this is the background of my scenario. Catered to myself, catered to my circumstances, I actually think this is this will be a rather perplexing week for me. Okay, and chances are I'll adopt a wait and see attitude, although it is probably possible, it's probably likely that I'll end up getting Moonstone, drawing from Moonstone, just on potential. Now let's first talk about Moonstone as the card. Alright, Moonstone as the card, the new Spotlight card. Moonstone is a 4/6, ongoing, has the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here. Now, this is a pretty interesting thing because we have a lot of ongoing cards that are very interesting. Okay, and we have a lot of ongoing cards that is 1, 2, 3 cost that is very interesting. For example, Ant-Man. Alright, Ant-Man gives good value, and if you're able to play 2 Ant-Man and somehow fill up that location, it's going to be insane. If you have played Zoo and you played Ant-Man and Pym Arrow together, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, there are others. Howard the Duck, not exactly. Quinjet, not exactly, but there could be other things. Dazzler is pretty fun as well. It applies the same concept as Ant-Man. Okay, if you go double Ravonna Moonstone, it's you're gonna get a real huge discount. Okay, so it could probably help if negative decks not so much, but probably the kind of decks that run Sage, Iron Man, Mystic, the kind of value deck. Alright, Mojo will be pretty difficult. It's probably very tough to get your opponent to play into that particular lane. Alright, other things that could be interesting, Victoria Hand. Okay, so the cards created not just have +2, they now have +4. Okay, some other things, Captain America bouncing off Mr. Fantastic. It now becomes +4 left, right. It could be a very nice surprise. Patriot to double up instead of Kazar, possible. Alright, you take out, instead of your Patriot decks running Kazar, you play Moonstone into the Patriot lane. Okay, and bam, instead of your just +1, you now have a +2. Okay, and of course you can do the Mystic combo if you want to. Okay, Punisher could be if you are staying in series 1, series 2, it could be interesting for you to copy this. Speed is definitely going to be very interesting. Alright, because think about it, Speed is 3/3, Moonstone is 4/6. The difference is 1 energy, 3 power, and when we look at a 1/3, we know that it's fantastic value. 1/3 cards have a huge downside, for example Blade. Okay, and Silver Saber used to be a 1/3 with further upside but has already been nerfed. So yes, 1/3 is definitely good value. So a Moonstone copying Speed is fantastic as well. Yep, so this is just a very quick run through of what are the potential cards we could be copying using Moonstone. And as you can see, there's quite a fair bit of potential, and as more cards are released, it's going to be a lot more interesting. Citing the same example that I used just now, Kate Bishop. Alright, Kate Bishop creating the Pym Arrow. Imagine Ant-Man, Pym Arrow, and Moonstone, and then you just play some other cards into that location. It's basically insane. Alright, your Ant-Man gets fantastic value, your Pym Arrow gets fantastic value, your Moonstone get 2 times fantastic value plus her 4/6. Now, having said all that, my concern about Moonstone is that her ability is that has the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here. So in other words, Moonstone has to be played into that location with all those cards, meaning there is a commitment to it. There's some kind of commitment to it, and that could be the part where Moonstone is not so flexible, whereby people know, okay, a Moonstone might be dropping, maybe I'm just going to give up that lane and I'm going to attack the other lanes instead, and that kind of makes it a little bit not so effective, because you already played your 1, 2 and 3 cost cards there. Okay, your alternative is you spread your power, you spread the cards a little bit all around, but then it creates a little bit of an issue, because if we are looking at cards like Ant-Man, Pym Arrow, then obviously you need to fill the location, so you may have certain issues, right? And if you are just looking at, let's say, Captain America, then it's just, you're just getting the effect of one card in that sense. So yeah, there may be some issues with regards to that. So this is why, although I think Moonstone has a lot of potential, it may not be as easy to play her. Right? But as more new cards are being released, especially with the game, seemingly shifting towards lower cost cards, I do think that Moonstone can be very, very potent in future. Right now, I do think that Moonstone has a lot of potential. There could be a Moonstone deck that is borderline A tier could be created. Okay, although I do think that it's more likely that she sits around B tier. Okay, but in the future, I do see a lot of I do see the growth potential for Moonstone. Okay, some cards have fantastic growth potential. For example, Weaken, right? Because as we move towards cards that are lesser energy cost, okay, but still make a huge impact, that's when certain cards benefit a lot. Like for example, Weaken, because of the extra 2 energy, you can slot in just something small enough but yet impactful. Alright, so that's my take on Moonstone. Yep, I'm probably going to shoot for her based on potential but not immediate impact. Now, the second card, Black Swan, is a card that I already have. I got it as a 4th cache, as I mentioned, was pretty upset. But Black Swan has actually turned out pretty well in bounce decks. Okay, and with her ability now changing to an activate, you can throw her down turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, okay, and then activate, and then you flood the board, making it so much easier to play bounce. Alright, I've never been a bounce player, but with Black Swan being an activate, it's so much easier to play bounce. So if you are interested in playing bounce, if you like bounce, Black Swan is a good card for you. But outside of it, yes, we do have some, some variations, some niche deck that play Black Swan, and you spam the things out. You have She-Hulk, you have Hitmonkey, but I would say that those are not novelty decks. Yeah, they're just novelty decks as it is. They don't take up a huge chunk of the meta. You won't find yourself losing out much. So yep, if you do not have Black Swan, I honestly don't think Black Swan is very critical to your collection, unless you love bounce. Okay, unless you love bounce or you want to play bounce. Now the third card is very, very interesting as well, Nocturne. I don't have Nocturne. Nocturne used to be one of the alright, not one of the best. Let's just put it out there. Nocturne used to be the best 3-cost utility card out there. Alright, but after she's nerfed down to a 3/4, she basically fell off the planet, which is insane, because 1 power, while it should make an impact, it shouldn't cause Nocturne to plunge from being the best 3-cost utility card to, totally not in the meta at all, totally not in the game at all. right? I suspect a huge part of this is because there are lesser decks that play Magic now, right? Compared to back when Nocturne was at her peak. So yeah, it could also be the fact that Nocturne was overrated in the past because of what I said before. A lot of people playing Magic. So yeah, and Nocturne was needed to turn off that magic, the limbo, right? And so somehow it just coincide that when people when when magic decks decline, Nocturne's nerf came in, so it just gel perfectly together, right? But nonetheless, I do think that Nocturne is a card that would be nice to have in your collection. Alright, I do know that the competition for Nocturne is very very stiff, being a 3-cost card. There are just so many cards that competes with Nocturne for the 3-cost card slot. Red Guardian, a fantastic tech card. Rocket Raccoon and Groot, last week's Spotlight is also fantastic, and RNG can move as well and steal power, can't turn off any locations, but is able to steal power and grow way above 3-5. Alright, so competition is very very stiff. But Nocturne has a very unique ability. Okay, so I do think that Nocturne is a card that you should add to your collection unless you are very very resource deprived. So in summary, in conclusion, I probably would be shooting for this week's spotlight, for the upcoming spotlight. I do see Moonstone having a lot of potential, but as of right now, I am not so sure whether she will have a very strong start. So if you do get her, I do think that you might want to lower your expectations a bit. Okay, I hope I get Moonstone and Nocturne, and then that's it. Alright, I hope I don't land on the Black Swan variant. I don't actually play much bounce, to be honest. I'm not a bounce player. Right, so the dream scenario is my first two keys to land on Moonstone and Nocturne. Right, I hope I have some good luck in the upcoming Spotlight week, because if you have been following me, I spent I spent 4 keys to get Bruce Banner. I spent 4 keys to get Rocket Raccoon and Groot. So yeah, please RNG gods, please give me some luck when I'm opening for this week. Alright guys, so that's it for my review on Moonstone, Black Swan and Nocturne. Right, hope you guys have good luck when you guys are opening for Moonstone as well.